In this lesson, we're going to be looking at how we write these three numbers in the third and final form, which is the decimal form. And in my fourth row, counting from top down, I would have in blue here my decimal form, and in my units column, I would have a 1. In my tens column, I would have a 10. In my hundreds column, I would have a 100. In my thousand column, I would have a 1,000, and so on and so forth. And if you notice to the right of my point, I would have a 0.1. Then I would, in my 10th column, then I would have a 0.01 in my 100th column, and I would have a 0.001 in my 1,000th column. Okay? So having said that, let's look at how we write part A 762.54 in the decimal form. Now again, the number is already here in the place value chart. So all I'm going to be doing again, and I'm using the terms now, my face value. The digit that is in the hundreds column is a 7, so the face value of 7 is 7. So I'm going to say 7 times 100, and that would give me 700. So here for part A, I took the face value of 7 multiplied by the place value, and I get 700. So I have a 700 plus, and then in the second column, in my tens column here, I have a 6, so I'm going to use that 6 to multiply the column that it is in, the place value, which is tens. So I'm saying 6 times 10 would give me 60. Okay, and I'm adding that to the face value of the digit in my units column, and the face value is 2. So I'm saying 2 times 1 is 2. So I have a 2 there. Now I'm adding that to, and if you look carefully now, in my 10th column, I would have a 5. So I'm saying 5 times 0.1, and 5 times 0.1 would give me a 0.5. Okay, and I'm adding that to the 4 would fall in my 100th column, and I'm saying 4 times 0.01, and you can try these on your calculator and you'll see that you get by the same value. I would have a 0.04. Okay, so that's how we represent the first number. Let's look at how we represent the second number in part B. Alright, so part B here we would have a 5 is in the 10,000 column, so I would take the face value of my digit here, and the face value of 5 is 5. So I'm saying 5 times the column that I'm in, and I'm in the 10,000 column, so 5 times 10,000 would give me a 50,000. Okay, so I have 50, 1, 2, 3, and that's being added to. There's a 3 in my 1,000 column, so I'm saying 3 times 1,000 would give me 3,000. That's 1, 2, 3, and then I'm adding to that what's in my hundreds column, and I have a 9 in my hundreds column, so I'm saying 9 times 100 would give me 900, and that's 900, and I'm adding to what is in my tens column, and in my tens column I have a 0 times 10, and I'm saying 0 times 10, any number that is multiplied by 0 will result in a 0. So 0 times 10 is 0. So in my tens column rather, the value that is there is 0. So I just put a 0 as a placeholder. Okay, good. And then I'm adding to that, in my units column I have a 2, so I'm multiplying the face value of my digit there, which is 2, times the place value, which is 1. So 2 ones will give me 2. Okay, and to that I'm adding now, I have a 7 in my 10th column, so I've gone across the decimal point, so I'm going to say 7 times 0.1, and that would give me a 0.7. Okay, and that's it. All right, let's quickly look at part C now. Okay, and let's see what we get from that. Now in part C I have a 4 in my 1,000 column, so the face value of 4 is 4. So I'm going to say 4 times the place value, which is 1,000, and that would give me 4,000. So I would have a 4,000, 1, 2, 3, plus a 1 is in my hundreds column, and since a 1 is in my hundreds column, I would have a 1 times 100 would give me 100, so I would have 100 here, and that's being added to a 5 which is in my tens column, so I would have 5 times 10 would give me 50, plus I would have a 0 in my units column, and 0 times 1 would give me 0 again. So I'm adding that now to, I'm moving across my decimal point, so I have a 8 in the 10th, and if you notice, the 10th has the same value as 0.1, so I'm saying 8 times 0.1 would give me a 0.8. And that's being added to in my 100th column. I have a 3 times 0.01, and that would give me 0.03. And I'm adding to that now a 6 times a thousandth, which is 0.001. So I would have a 0.006. Okay, and that's how we represent numbers in the decimal form. Okay, any questions, feel free to leave a comment or ask a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Bye bye.